Hello, Pamela Spence, medical herbalist here. These are my clinic notes for the week. I've been very struck this week by the number of people, often people who are usually quite positive in their outlook, are really struggling with their mental health right now. And I know that in clinic notes it's something that's come and gone over the period since first lockdown began, but I feel like the combination of a second lockdown for England, high restrictions across the central belt of Scotland, the area that I'm in particular is looking like going into a tier 4 situation next week, which essentially is lockdown, but with schools open. So essentially the same situation England is in as I speak, and the combination of that going backwards, feeling like a step back, the fact that all the effort we've put in so far hasn't eradicated COVID, that we're still struggling, and the fact that the nights are drawing in, there's less opportunity to be outside. We can only, in the area where I'm in, meet one other family, and it must be in an outside space. So at this time of year, who really wants to be outside? In the summer it was all very well being in the garden, but maybe not now. And looking forward to, of course, Christmas and New Year, which for some people means big gatherings of family, and for other people means isolation and not a great time anyway. I feel like we are a bit jaded, and that get up and go isn't around. And I seem to be dispensing more St. John's Wort this week than I have for a while. So St. John's Wort, and people have talked as well about looking into St. John's Wort. So I want to say a word about it. So St. John's Wort is a very good herbal medicine, which is very well known for mild to moderate depression. I would say more than that, and it's not the right remedy, but a mild to moderate depression, and it has a kind of a calming effect on anxiety. Now, the reason you shouldn't go and buy this over the counter is because it does interact with quite a number of pharmaceutical medicines, and so always be very careful, and I would suggest that you find your local herbalist and work with them if you do take over the counter medication. It's particularly thinking about medicines that do a similar thing. So if you're already on an antidepressant, you would never take another one on top of that, because that could potentiate the risk, potentiate the effect, and increase your risk of side effects. But also for so what's not really understood about St. John's Wort is that it's a great liver tonic, really good for the liver, helps speed up the detox process, so helps rid your body of things it thinks it doesn't want, which would include a lot of medications, particularly ones that use the same enzyme pathway that it does. So if you're on a medicine where you need a steady level in the blood to give you protection from something, so I'm thinking now blood thinners, anti-epileptic medication, the contraceptive pill, really importantly, St. John's Wort can speed up elimination of these things, drop the levels in your blood, and you lose the protection from that medication, which in some cases, like for anti-epileptic medication, for example, could mean seizures. For a contraceptive pill, could mean pregnancy. You know, it has happened. One of the reasons St. John's Wort became famous in I think it was the 1990s. It was when I was still working in the film and television industry before I'd started my herbal training in 2000. So be warned. In 2002 I started my training. So don't just grab stuff willy-nilly. St. John's Wort is great, given at the right doses by a qualified practitioner. Other things you can do to brighten your mood. So my other 2 mood brightening herbs that I would turn to would be rosemary, firstly. So rosemary is a good mild antidepressant. If you have a plant, or you can get a hold of a plant, What you do is you just run your hands up the underside of the leaves. That's where the oil sacs are. Get the oil on your hands. Take a big deep breath in, so it stimulates blood circulation to the brain, gets rid of fogginess, makes you feel more awake. Therefore, if you have trouble sleeping, don't do this late afternoon into evening, but do it in the morning. And it is a mild antidepressant. You could also just have a little bottle of rosemary essential oil and smell that. Another mood lifting herb would be lemon balm. So lemon balm, easily available in garden centres, usually in their herby bit nowadays. You might have it in your garden. You might find a herb tea with it in. You could probably easily, I'm thinking, yes, get hold of an essential oil, lemon balm essential oil. Again, the power is in the aroma because it's an aromatic plant. So the medicine's in the aroma. Very good for calming an anxious tummy. So it's a key IBS herb. If you're on my Facebook page watching this, if you look back through the videos to about June, July, you'll see a video of me standing blue top in my dispensary, and I talked about lemon balm because some people were asking questions on the page. So you can learn more about it there. But it's very good at calming anxiety, calming our anxious tummies down, and lifting the mood. That's the key thing. If you already have mental health problems going on, it's likely at the moment that you're doing more to manage them. So, yoga, stretches, walks, reducing your caffeine if it's anxiety based, eating well, trying to sleep well. And I just want to say that this situation that we're in is so unprecedented that you can be doing all of the things and sometimes it's still not working, in which case ask for help, whether that's from your medical team, from your own herbalist, from your family if you can. But just, it is hard right now. And keeping going with all the right things is still the best thing that you can do. Because if you didn't support your body by doing the things we've talked about in other films, in other clinic notes, like eating regularly, trying to get on top of your sleep, those kind of things, this situation would probably be worse. So it is still worth it to keep going. And hopefully we're going to start to see a way out of this soon. I hope that's been helpful. It's perhaps not as upbeat, but I feel like the conversations I've had this week, it's been, I just want to acknowledge the people out there who are struggling right now, and any help I can give, any tips I can give that might help ease the load a little bit, then you're welcome to have them. Okay, take care.